It's not?
It's the neighbor's vehicle.
The neighbors? You live here?
No, I don't live here.
Okay. They're saying that this vehicle is not supposed to be here and you're not supposed to be
Who's
here.
saying that?
They called about it. I don't know who called.
I'm supposed to be here. I'm Pastor Jennings. I live across the street.
You're Pastor Jennings?
Yes, I'm looking out for their house while they gone.
Okay.
Watering their flowers.
Okay. Well, that's cool. Now, do you have like ID and all?
Oh, no, man. I'm not going to give you no ID.
Why not?
I ain't did nothing wrong. And they did
Well,
nothing
you look,
suspicious.
listen, I'm not saying do nothing wrong.
Dog, listen,
There's a suspicious person.
Look, I used to be a police officer in Goodwater. Don't come here with that. Okay?
Look, man, don't do this to me.
Yeah.
There's a suspicious person in the yard, and if you're not one to identify yourself,
I don't have to identify myself. It's not a stop and identify state. I live right across the street. Who calls y'all?
You
Is
live
a black
here?
man
He
out
don't
here
live here.
warning his neighbor flowers? You think
I'm not
doing
saying
something
nothing
illegal?
about.
You have no right to approach me if I ain't did nothing suspicious or nothing wrong. Told him I'm a pastor. I pastor, so I don't want to hear you.
Sir.
You want to lock me up? Lock me up.
Nobody wants to
Lock me.
you up.
I'm not showing y'all anything. I'm gonna continue to water these
We have a
flowers.
call.
I don't care who called y'all. Lock me up and see what happens. I want you to.
Hey, man, just come here and talk to us.
I'm
What?
gonna
What?
water these back flowers is what I'm gonna do.
No, you're going to catch an obstruction charge if you keep walking away.
You can do whatever you want. Do it. Do it.
We're just trying to talk to you, man. Come here. I'm telling we got one that's not listening to us. Look, man, let me see your phone. Let me see your phone, dude. Just calm down, okay?
No.
Stop.
I like this.
Okay. We're just trying to talk to you and see.
I don't want to argue with you, okay?
All right, go ahead and do what you
I
gotta
don't
do,
wanna
Doc.
arrest you either.
Do what you got to do. Go on and
Okay.
lock me up.
Look, just have a seat.
We're
It's already
not
a
locked
lawsuit.
up. You're
It's
just.
already a lawsuit,
Yes,
Doc.
sir. Yes, sir.
It's already
Okay.
a lawsuit.
Just have a seat, okay?
Sit down, man. Just.
Okay, let me call my wife.
You're not calling
My
nobody.
son just got racially profiled in Michigan. He's got his master's degree. He's an athletic director. 3 police profiler came in. I was ex-police officer in Goodwater. I told you I'm a pastor.
Okay, look, man.
Who called y'all?
We.
That's what I'm
I
trying
don't
to
have
tell
to
you.
ID
You
myself.
will not listen.
I have a call on you. You have to identify yourself to me.
No, I
You
don't.
understand what
No,
I'm
I
telling
don't.
you?
No, I don't.
I think it's gonna
Please
be.
call my wife right quick.
We're gonna wait off.
You're
All
not
right.
gonna find me.
Well, y'all sit with him, Jeremy. I'm gonna go over here because it's 6 people over here that call. Hey, you know what? You know what? 10:15. 10:15. 10:15. I ain't gonna sit there and have that, dude.
Will you let my wife?
No, you ain't letting nothing now.
I'm on this car right here.
I mean, I don't know if they called. I mean, I saw the gold SUV. So, and I saw him outside, and all I did said, "Hey, man, do you live here?" No. Is that your car? No, it's the neighbors. Do you know that gentleman? Like,
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Does he have
He
permission?
lives right there.
Okay. Does he have permission here to be watering flowers?
He may because they are friends.
Okay.
And they went out of town today. So
Right.
he may be watering their flowers.
Okay.
Be completely normal.
Okay.
And that's
Is
fine.
that's fine. If he would have said, "Hey, I got this," gave his identification because he's a suspicious person. He said that's not his vehicle; it's their vehicle.
We
Okay.
have a call. Like,
Yeah.
we're here
Okay.
because we're called here. I don't know who called, but somebody did.
Yeah, he lives right there and he would be watering their flowers. This is probably my fault.
Okay. Do you know who Roy Malum is? That's the person who owns that vehicle, Roy
Ask
Malum.
him who owns the house. I don't know the guy's name.
Listen, let me talk to you. Who is Roy Malum? That's you, ain't it?
I'm Michael Jennings, sir.
You're Michael Jennings. Who is Roy Malum?
No.
Okay, that's who that vehicle belongs to.
Yeah, that's
Who
all I
lives
know.
here?
His name is Roy.
That's who lives here?
That's Roy. I call him Roy and call his wife Connie, and I've been dealing with him for 7 years that I've been
Yeah.
living here.
They are friends.
Yeah,
I'm sorry
I got to
about
keep
that.
their flowers watered.
Listen to me, man. Listen to
We
me.
are
Anytime the police come out and they say, we want to identify you, you have to identify yourself because there's a reasonable suspicion, there's a reasonable man, there's a
That has
vehicle.
committed a crime.
There's a reasonable suspicion that you're here. There's not a crime.
Yeah.
If you would have said, yeah, here's my name, here's everything, we were like,
I told
okay.
him my name. I
You
don't
didn't
have to
tell
give
me
him-
your name.
I decided. He asked me who I was. I said,
You didn't give it to me when I first
Pastor
asked.
Jennings. Pastor Jennings.
That's not a name.
But
That's
still-
a pastor.
Yeah.
I need
but,
your
The way
name.
y'all handle this situation was totally wrong.
Well, listen,
You racial profile.
we're not racial profile.
Yes, you did.
No, sir. No, sir. We're not about
I
that.
told
okay?
you I was here watering the flowers. But it's
How do I know that's the truth?
Because I
Anybody.
had the water hose in my hand. I was watering all the flowers.
Look, let's sit back in here.
Okay.
What is your social?
I'm not gonna give you a social.
You need to give me your social.
I give you my
Pastor.
name. That's all I'm gonna give you. You're not gonna run no 27 and 28 on me and get me in the system for no reason.
What are we gonna do with him?
We see the charge of
I guess disorderly conduct, the failure to obey a police officer. He refused to give any information.
He said he's not going to give me his social, but he gave me his name and date of birth.
Okay, and she's saying the same thing. She won't give her name because he got arrested.
I mean, this could have been all avoided if he would have just...
Well, I told her that. And every time I try to tell him, he just says, "You good, man? I appreciate this. I appreciate it." You know, because
All he does is racial profiling. He's suing. That's all he would say. You couldn't talk to him.
I wasn't going to detain him until he walked away, started coming to the front yard saying he's coming to water these plants, and then he gets his phone out and he just keeps speeding, walking away. And I said, "Okay, fine, come here."
What's the charge? So just obstruction?
Disorderly or obstruction.
Obstruction.
I'll just do obstruction.
Obstruction of governmental operations.
You know, we got to have his name.
Yeah.
In the bond book, if it's not listed, just do the lowest one, the 500. That way we won't be overcharging or anything like that.
He seems like a reasonable, nice guy. I don't understand. I'll tell you what'll happen if you like, man.
Okay.
That's my dog. They're
Yeah.
right
You good?
Hold on, his wife is coming, so you can do this once.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so he's been identified.
I'll
He's
tell you what
identified
happened.
himself.
We
She's
get a call
identified
here.
him and verified who he is and where
Because
he
you know,
lives.
we say, "Hey,
Your phone is
sir,
at
we
the
have a
house.
call here.
What do you want us to
Need
do?
you to identify yourself, please." Like, "No, I'm not identifying myself. You don't have to identify me." We wouldn't listen. He's walking away, so
Okay,
of course
so
we
what do you
detain
want us to
him.
do?
We don't know what's going on.
Gotcha.
Well, she does tell us it's a mistake and all that stuff. But at this point, he's already collected the charge. Once we place him on arrest, we can't unarrest him. Does that make sense? All we told him was like, if you're here to water the plants, that's okay. Just please identify yourself, just your name, and let us call the owner. And he didn't want to do that until he caught the charge. He's going to go to the Childersburg Police Department. We're going to process an arrest report. It's going to be one charge for obstruction of our investigation. He'll go to the jail. He can bond out immediately. You can get your bondsman. It'll be 10% of the bond.
So it'd be like $50.
We're not investigating a crime. We're investigating a call. And we have a right to identify anybody involved in that call.
That's
Walking
why
away
he's
and
gotta
yelling
go
at
to
us
jail.
and telling us we have no right, and we have a call there. But if he wants to fight it in court, that's fine.
Is it okay if I talk to him?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am. That's fine.
We need to clear up. Clear up.
Need to clear up?
Yeah.
Immediately after this incident, Pastor Jennings was taken to jail and charged with obstructing governmental operations. However, a few days later, on June 2nd, 2022, Childersburg Police Chief Richard B. McClelland issued a statement announcing that he had requested that the charge be dropped. In his statement, Chief McClelland indicated that he reviewed the 911 call and body camera footage and interviewed Officer Smith, Officer Gable, and Sergeant Brooks, and that, as a result of his investigation, he recommended to the municipal judge of the city of Childersburg, quote, that the warrant be dismissed with prejudice, and the judge has dismissed the aforementioned charge against Michael Jennings. It should be noted that Chief McClelland resigned from his position on August 11th, 2022, a few months after his involvement in a single-vehicle traffic accident. As of the date of writing this episode, no lawsuit has been filed. Overall, the Childersburg officers get an F for arresting Pastor Jennings when he had not committed a crime, demanding that he provide identification when he was not legally required to do so, and maintaining a hostile and aggressive demeanor for the duration of the interaction. Throughout the entire encounter, the officers demonstrated fundamental misunderstandings of reasonable suspicion when they have the authority to identify an individual and the information that individuals are required to provide during an investigation. The officers repeatedly claimed that they have the authority to detain and identify an individual simply because they are investigating a call, and told Pastor Jennings he was required to provide identification and his social security number when he was not obligated to give them either. Based on their comments, it appears that the officers believe that receiving a 911 call about someone is the same thing as having reasonable suspicion to detain them. But the relevant case law makes it abundantly clear that this expansive interpretation of the scope of police authority is entirely inaccurate. I strongly urge these officers to study and understand the Constitution they are required to uphold and the limitations that it places on their authority. Pastor Jennings gets an A+ for maintaining a relatively calm demeanor throughout the interaction, refusing to provide identification when the law did not require him to do so, even under the threat of wrongful arrest, and pursuing civil legal action, even though the charge against him was dropped. When Officer Smith first approached him, Pastor Jennings immediately provided his name and an explanation of what he was doing, despite it being plainly apparent in an attempt to de-escalate the situation. However, when the officers refused to accept his explanation without seeing his identification, Pastor Jennings took a stand to defend his rights, and I commend him for continuing to do so by preparing to file a lawsuit.